Rabia here with Dan Phillips Yoga 6, and we're going to talk a little bit about postural alignment and pelvic floor health. This might sound maybe not that interesting to you, but to the yogi, this is pillow talk because posture is everything. One thing that many people don't know is that our bones completely replace themselves every 7 years. So however you stand, however you sit, you're training the bones of your body to take on that shape. What can happen is that many people sort of lose the attention paid to correct postural alignment, and they begin to take on what we in yoga call the aging C shape of the spine. This is where there's no real action in the feet, the shoulders are hunched forward, and the spine becomes rounder and rounder and rounder and more C-shaped. We want to avoid that. And some of the things that we don't want to have happen in our body is when we load our booty back and we send our chest forward, we call this an anterior tilt. And when the seat is pressed back and the shoulders are hunched forward, we call this a posterior tilt. So how can we help our body age without feeling as though we're falling apart, right? Without feeling a lot of misalignments in our body. We want to keep the bones lined with the joints and the muscles hugging to the bone. And so one of the things we want to just begin to pay attention to, of course, is what we're standing on, our feet. Every posture, every time begins with what's on the ground. And when we say we would like the feet to be hip width distance apart, we're actually talking about our frontal hip bones. We ask our students to look down to see that all 10 toes are pointed straight ahead, and the second toe is in line with the center of the heel, the knee, the frontal hip bone. We want to have an engagement of the feet, pressing into the big toe, the inner heel, the pinky, the outer toe, equal standing. And then from there, pressing into our feet, we're going to begin to lift our hip bones to our floating ribs. And I ask you to even just take your fingers to your frontal hip bones, also to your floating ribs, and try to kind of crunch those two ends together. This is going to bring your pelvis into neutral. It's going to help your tailbone lengthen straight down. We're looking for a natural S shape of the spine here. We want a natural curve of the low back. And to achieve that, once again, we'll lift the hip bones to meet the ribs, broaden across the collarbones, draw the shoulder heads down, and feel the crown of the head lift high. We call this mountain pose in our yoga practice, where the palms are rotated forward. So I'll take you through that. Bring your feet to hip width distance apart, parallel and even. See that your second toe lines up with the center of your heel, your knee, your frontal hip bone. Press into all four corners of your feet. Lift your hip bones to meet your floating ribs. Draw your shoulder heads back and down. Press into your feet. Draw energy up your legs and lift the crown of your head higher.